it's Metal Thursday again. Today we're going to talk about venturing out of this diatonic set of chords, which is this. That we're kind of familiar with. A lot of metal riffs use that, or hard rock and metal into metal riffs use that set, and it's very familiar. But there may be some of you who are wondering, how do I venture out of that? It seems like everything I write just goes back to that, because a lot of the bands I listened to when I was younger used that and things like that. Well, I'm going to show you how to get out of that rut, so to speak. I mean, obviously the first thing is, start listening to different music, and don't just get in the metal trap either. I mean, even though metal is a huge variety. There's a huge variety in the metal genre. It's a huge world of different harmonic and rhythmic explorations, and it's great. But listen to classical, listen to jazz, listen to lots of different genres that utilize different musical techniques and incorporate them in. I mean, most of the Metallica thrash metal sound that they get harmonically came from kind of like flamenco and Spanish tradition. Anyway, that's the first step. But today I'm just going to give you some ideas, a couple different ideas, and then I'm going to give you a challenge at the end. So the first idea is we're going to take one of our typical riffs, and then what we're going to do, this is really interesting, we're going to shift the diatonic set up 1/2 step. So having done that, we're going to try to focus on those chords, but still incorporate our pedal tone open. So here we go. I don't know exactly what I played, so something like that. So let's try that this time. We're going to modify maybe the rhythms a little bit. We're going to try to use that same riff structure, but incorporate and leave the open chord in, but move it up 1/2 step. So that's still emphasizing that as your tonic, but what if we emphasize this as our tonic? This will be interesting. You start to get that little, more gripping, heavy sound with that. So, moving to single note. Gives you a little bit more flavor, I guess. And then we can also do. There's another technique that kind of utilizes chromatic notes just as a result of the technique, and all it is just repeating a figure, repeating a melodic figure at different places on the neck, and chances are you're going to hit some diatonic and chromatic notes, both. And so keeping that pedal tone that we always go back to is kind of establishing our harmony. We're playing around over the top of it with these different things. So the one that I'm going to use is this. I'm going to do it at a few different places and see what happens, incorporating the pedal tone. So you can see that kind of gives you a nice variety just instantly. All I was doing is just moving that around, moving that same shape around, and it kind of gives you a good mix of diatonic and chromatic notes. And so my challenge to you here at the end is to try to write a riff, maybe not a single riff, but maybe a few different riffs, but try to use every single fret every single chromatic pitch between open and 12, and maybe beyond, 13 or so. Try to use all of those in your riffs. Or something like, it does. Like I said, it doesn't have to be the same riff, but it'll make you think. It'll make you work a little harder. So, until next time.